Good morning. Welcome to your daily dose of elephant wisdom for Friday, February 11th, 2022. Well, not a ton has happened overnight. Yesterday with the CPI data, we did have some up and downs as we talked about yesterday morning. Interesting thing to see here at the moment is our elephant trinity of indicators was just about spot on, right? So we see it touching down here. We see it hitting the ceiling up here. So it's almost like we drew that after the fact, but of course we don't. So that's where we're at now. We're still looking to get over our white baseline. So until we ultimately climb over the 47, 46, 8-ish kind of point at the moment, it will change going forward a little bit. We're definitely still in kind of a downtrend. So overall, as you can see, we're coming out of this pretty long drop in the channel here from our 69 highs down to our most recent 33-ish lows. But it has responded pretty well. And overall, big picture, it does look good. We'll take a look at the total market cap. And when I say look good, big picture, that's more of a macro event with a lot of the money flowing in. KPMG, Deloitte & Touche, BlackRock, etc. Chart-wise, back to the Bitcoin here. As long as we're below this white line, it's not a great thing. So as long as we're below here, our baseline, we could see drops anywhere. So it's a pretty strong indicator and one you want to keep an eye on. So big picture, bullish long term for sure. At the moment though, as mentioned previously, we are stuck in the middle of a couple of indicators. So total market cap, same idea here. We went off our elephant indicators, bounced back down, which is not unusual. Usually it might take a couple of cracks and we can see how it's, kind of resisted that, at least for the time being. Ethereum here, again, under our indicators. And not too bad. I did want to go back to Bitcoin really quickly here, and we're going to check out a little lower time frame chart, see what it looks like. So let's check out the 4-hour here. And again, we see pretty much what we see on the daily. We just see sort of how the chop actually works. And let's even drill down to 1 hour. And we can see what we see. Yeah, so we can see really in between a lot of our long-term resistance, the yellow line, longer term, not super long term, and our elephant trinity here. So that's what it looks like on the 4-hour and the hourly. We're kind of bouncing in between here. So trade-wise, unless you're trading just this sort of channel here, longing down here, shorting up here, which is a pretty risky game at this point in time. I would not recommend that, but that's the only way you could trade this at the moment. Any long-term trades, you have no idea. It could break up or break down. RSI sitting 50-ish, which is usually, I like that level. That's historically a good level we've built a lot on. Okay, so let's go back. We're going to go back to our daily to keep it a little consistent. And we're going to see a lot of things we've saw. This is Litecoin, popped up, sitting right on that bottom level of our elephant trinity. Chainlink, still in that same ascending channel. ADA, we are again, big descending wedge here from our highs in September. So again, similar to a lot, it's just, it looks like it wants to go. We formed a nice base here, hopefully setting those lows, even though of course it could always go lower, but it's nice to see those lows there. Algorand, same thing. We're below everything, so We're hopefully establishing a base. We'll see this on almost every coin. Here's Telcoin, one of my favorites. Kind of talk about this a lot on my Twitter feed. But as we've said, this has just been smack up against it since it dropped down below it on January 21. So it's tried. It's had a couple of nice efforts, testing, but it's been rejected off some again, pretty stiff resistance here. This is from our push up in March. And this has held pretty good. You can see it's been tested multiple times. So it's a very strong indicator, as we can see. That means we're having trouble getting over it. The good news is once we do get over it, it will be incredibly strong support instead of incredibly strong resistance here. So, but we have to do. Telcoin has a lot of updates coming, V3. It looks like it is ramping up its marketing campaign, which should indicate that it's a little bit closer to being product ready. But this is a cool coin because it has jumped through a lot of the regulation hoops first. Similar to ADA in that way, it's kind of doing more groundwork early. So when it does release, it should be hopefully pretty good to go, a functional product, instead of having a bunch of bugs that have to be fixed like most of the other protocols, or they're actually down, not even functioning. Hello, Solana. Okay, Axie Infinity, same thing, right up against our resistance. Smooth Love Potion we talked about a couple days ago. It had like a really nice 5-day run, and we see that popping up. Jumped over initial rejection from the bottom Elephant Trinity indicator, jumped over it, and ran straight into the second one. So when you have indicators, whether they're ones you use from other people or your own, this is what you want to see. You want to see, if it would just blow through indicators like they weren't even there, then they're probably not great indicators, right? So you want to see some resistance and some support. So, and you can see most of the charts. That's why I really like our Elephant Trinity. It has shown to be pretty effective in calling the 3 different levels. So pretty easy to trade from. This is HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph. Another favorite long term. But again, just like a lot of things, we are under. Solana, same idea. Polkadot, same idea. We are under. Ripple, that's been fun lately. It had the pretty amazing day on February 7th here. Rallied to the top of our Elephant Trinity. And just a reminder, these indicators need to flip in a bull market. So this is what a bear market looks like. We have the white on top, our red turning to green now in the middle, and the blue on the bottom. So in a bear market, that's what I want to see. So we can see when these indicators crossed here, that gave us a pretty good sign that we're going to see lower. But a bear market, or a bull market, we want to see opposite. So we want this red/green to be the second one here, and this red-blue will eventually go all the way up top if it really runs. But it's been a good move. It's nice to see it coming up, testing our baseline. And again, it's not unusual for it to take a little time with that. NKN, it's the one I got into a bit ago. It's I just like generally inexpensive Coinbase tokens. If you know nothing else, it's like people join Coinbase and they'll generally buy the cheapest thing. So NKN, again, forming a base like a lot of them off our lows. The other one there that I like is XYO. And you can see that was up to over 8 cents. It's down just above 2 now, below resistance. But this is a good one to keep an eye on. You could even front run this. I would DCA into this anytime you want right now. Sure, it could go lower, but your risk reward right there very, very much favors reward. Here's the sandbox, and we can see this. This is the one that's been, we've talked about, that this as well as Matic Polygon has our indicators in the correct order. We see a nice run here. We came back to test our top blue one, which is perfect. We held more or less right there, which is what you want to see. As I mentioned, you want your indicators to actually do something. So they're not just lines, they're functioning support and resistance. I see people with lines that don't do much, and then I see charts that have like 1,000 lines on them, and they say, hey, look, it hit my line. And it's like, well, it would be more surprising if it didn't hit one of your lines, since you have about 100 for every dollar. Anyway, this is nice. So we're seeing that. Excellent buy time, in my opinion. Again, as long as the market holds, we want to buy on the support here. Good old Shiba, same idea. We're not quite flipped where we want to be. Again, we want this blue, which is a shorter term, to be on top. But it's really nice to see, again, that hold there at the moment. And as long as it stays at that level, this blue one will adjust up fairly quickly. So that's pretty cool. Matic, as we talked about, we kind of lost our support there. Slightly worrisome. But like I mentioned, I love when these indicators come together from the correct order. And if they do manage to bounce back up, this usually serves as kind of a catapult. So when it comes down and touches, it tends to really bounce hard. So that's what I'm banking on. Whether or not that happens or not, we shall see. But even though we're a little bit below that, we're well above the indicator. We can take a quick look at the 4-hour here and see what that looks like. And again, you see we lost that support for a bit. Now we're kind of back in our channel, and we're looking to climb. So love the project, one of my favorite ones overall, as far as long-term holding, right up there with Bitcoin and some of the other big ones. So that'll do it for today. I appreciate you tuning in to your daily dose of elephant wisdom. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you very soon. This is Mark signing off.